Have you ever heard of Pepsi? It's this super popular drink that lots of people love. But do you know where it all started? Well, let me tell you. Way back in 1893, in a small town called New Bern, North Carolina, there was a nice little drugstore. And in that drugstore, there was a really smart pharmacist named Caleb Bradham. Now, Caleb wasn't just any pharmacist. He was a real innovator. You know, the kind of guy who was always mixing up new things in the lab, trying to create something better than what's out there. And one day, he had an idea. He wanted to make a drink. Something really special. Something that would be refreshing and tasty and unlike anything people had ever tried before. So he got to work mixing and experimenting in his little drugstore lab. Now, we don't know exactly what went into that first batch. But we do know that Caleb combined sugar, water, caramel, lemon oil, along with a few other secret ingredients, all mixed up in a big glass bottle. And when he was done, he took a sip, and his face lit up. He had created a delicious, bubbly drink that was sweet and a little fizzy, and it was so good that he wanted to share it with everyone. So, he started serving it to people in his drugstore. At first, he just called it Brad's Drink, but not long after, he came up with a new name. Something that rolled off the tongue a little better. Pepsi. And right away, people started loving it. They loved the unique taste, the way it made them feel. It was like nothing they had ever tried before. Soon, everyone in New Bern was talking about this amazing drink at Caleb Bradham's drugstore. And Caleb, being the smart businessman that he was, saw an opportunity. He realized that people really loved this drink, and that if he worked hard and stayed focused, he could turn this little local drink into a big business. But he knew that to do that, he needed to get the recipe just right, to make sure that every bottle of Pepsi tasted as good as the first one that he had mixed up in his drugstore. So he spent the next few years tweaking and perfecting the recipe, making sure that every batch was as delicious and refreshing as the last. And then, in 1898, just 5 years after creating the very first Pepsi, Caleb decided to go all in. He quit his job as a pharmacist, bought a bigger space in town, and started bottling Pepsi and selling it to stores and restaurants all around North Carolina. And as the years went by, Pepsi kept growing. People all over the country started to hear about this amazing new drink, and that got Caleb thinking, maybe this could be more than just a local drink. Maybe Pepsi could become a national sensation? So he started searching for ways to expand, to get Pepsi into more stores and into more hands. And in 1903, he got his big break when he met a businessman named Giovanni Secret. Now, Giovanni wasn't just any businessman. He was a real visionary. Someone who understood the power of branding and marketing and how to take a product and turn it into a household name. So when he tasted Pepsi, he knew it was something special. And he offered to help Caleb expand the business to take Pepsi to the next level. So they struck a deal, and together they started bottling and distributing Pepsi all over the United States. And as the decades went by, Pepsi kept growing. It became one of the most popular drinks in America, known for its unique flavor and its iconic blue and red logo. Today, Pepsi is sold in more than 200 countries around the world. It's one of the most recognized brands on Earth. And it all started right here in this little drugstore with this one man's dream. Caleb Bradham might have started out small, but he had a big dream. He wanted to create something special, something that would bring joy to people all over the world. And he did it. His little drugstore drink became a global sensation, enjoyed by billions of people. So whenever you see a can or a bottle of Pepsi, remember the story of Caleb, the little drugstore pharmacist who dared to dream big and took the world by storm, one delicious sip at a time.